Hello and welcome to Acolyte Insights, Explosion Network's Acolyte Star Wars After Show, where we break down and discuss each and every episode of the Disney Plus original Star Wars series. My name is Dylan Blight, and joining me on the High Council, Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here and glad we finally come up with a name.
Yep, right the last second. Like all good things happen. That's where they all, where all the good things happen. We are here to discuss the brand new Star Wars series, The Acolyte, set 1,000 years before the prequel trilogy, set in the era of the High Republic, which is previously only covered in books and comic books. Very different, very refreshing, I guess, without even getting deep into my thoughts, coming off, obviously, the Obi-Wan and Ahsoka and the Mandalorian and all these other things, which, you know, we watch and we talk about, and I enjoy for the most part, I guess, as just something to watch. But we're on here saying, I think I can speak and just say, surely we're just of agreement. The only really good Star Wars show we've had is Andor, right?
Yes, the only fantastic Star Wars show. Yeah.
So maybe you can enjoy the rest. Enjoyable.
Yeah.
Now we're going into this with high hopes. What are your thoughts on the double episode premiere, which was Lost, Found, Revenge, Justice?
I mean, they're going with a style. I'll give them that. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Obviously, you know, this series. I to be put in context, I've got no history with the new, what is it, High Republic.
High Republic.
I know there are books out, but that's about it. You know, I know there are lots of Jedi, but you know, as a newcomer to this section of Star Wars, I had a really good time. I really like the world they've kind of set up. A lot more Asian influenced, like this. You know, where
everybody's kung fu fighting.
Everybody is kung fu fighting, or you know, has entered the Matrix and knows kung fu, which is cool. You know, that's different to what we've seen in Star Wars previously, and it makes for, you know, exciting action sequences or fights that, you know, isn't just pull out a lightsaber, wow,
nice lightsaber.
I've almost cut you, but I can't because we don't have the budget to replace your hand. So, I enjoyed the initial setup. I guess a lot of the first episode, it was like, oh, what's the reveal going to be? Is it, you know, is she forgetting that she's doing these things? Is she, you know, is she being possessed? Is some sort of force ghost controlling her or something? And then becomes a classic, you know, it was your dead twin. It was your twin that you thought died. It. You know? Classic trope. Should have seen it coming. So, yeah, I'm enjoying everyone so far. Master Soul's great. You know, everybody's pretty chill. And, you know, I think they're doing a good job of portraying what the Jedi actually are. Which, I've been thinking about it. It's a bunch of conservatives who, you know, want everybody to do things their way, you know? No bending the rules. Sure, it would be way faster if we solve the problem straight away, but we need to talk about it first. Express our feelings.
It's 100. I think I said 1,000 before, but it's 100 years before episode 1. Roughly
100. I thought it was longer.
No, it's roughly. I don't think they've said like exact year, but it's like roughly 100 years before, like, with the Phantom Menace, right? That's the rough timeline given. But I think the thing that you can see straight away is, like, as you're saying, you're like, it's 100 years before, but you can go, I can see how 100 years from now they really fuck that up.
Yeah.
like
you can already the groundwork they're laying. You know? So,
I really enjoyed it. I think it's like I don't think it's like Andor level of writing, but I think the world building, I think the characters, I think the way it's shot, I think the ideas are all exciting, even if they're not, you know, as they're not these sharply focused, you know, well refined ideas and themes that you may want. And that you could have had potentially if there was more time given to this or some other people involved in the writer's room, something like that. But I'm fully on board just for the fact that the show's exploring cool and exciting new ideas. There's something interesting about the twin thing. I mean, twins in Star Wars, obviously, you go straight to Luke and Leia. I've seen a lot of people mention the dyad of the Force, like
Like,
Kylo and Rey for the twins in this, which I think is definitely
element, like with
an
her
element you
seeing
can go straight
visions and
to.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly, but not from a different
Mm.
point of view to those two, but similar sort of thing. But I mean, it's like Star Wars introduced that idea, this dyad of force thing, and so why not play with it in a different idea. And then obviously seeing all the High Republic Jedi is really cool. There's only one High Republic Jedi in this that's from the books,
From the canon,
comics, which I can't remember her name, but the one that he talks to and is always like, "Come fucking to the meeting." That one. That's the only one from the
Venestra Rowe.
Yeah, that one. The rest of the Jedi, at least so far in 2 episodes, are, from my understanding, all new creations for this show. So it's not like you have to. It's not like watching this. You're like, man, I feel like I don't understand anything because I haven't read the books or anything. It's like, no, you don't need to at all. But yeah, I mean, from the opening episode, I was like, damn, this is the way to start the show. We're just gonna kill off Carrie-Anne Moss straight away. Sure, let's go. And it was like a badass fight. I mean, I think introducing the idea straight away of this person trying to kill a Jedi without using a weapon just goes, well, now we're just the same. We're doing kung fu now. We're getting all these cool hand-to-hand combat fights that we might not usually have because everyone whips out blasters and laser swords, which is, I think, very cool. And then I mean, I think my favorite meme I saw in relation to the plot based 2 episodes in was someone did a poster of "I know what you did last summer" with the 4 Jedi over the faces of the because the thing is, there's obviously some secret here that the 4 of them know of, or maybe Sol doesn't know. I don't know, but presuming
he seems very genuine, but
he does seem genuine, but you never know. So but let's talk a little. But I really enjoyed it. As I said, I think dialogue wise, it's a bit at times bit
fine.
Star Warsy, sort of on the nose with the dialogue at times. But it's fine. I think it's fun and everything. But I'm definitely like fully in with all the characters and the world and everything like that. So it makes up for any of the dialogue cheesiness at times. May, what's her name? May and fuck.
Osha?
Yeah, whatever it is. Osha, yeah. I think, again, like starting with her, obviously, I think it's really interesting to have a show that introduces the villain from the get-go and then does this whole twisty thing going backwards.
So I watched it with subtitles.
Yeah.
In the first scene. No, you did the at the first scene it says May. In that opening scene, so fuck you. But also thank you for not
I didn't guess it at all. Like I've seen some people be like, "Oh, that was obvious." I'm like, I didn't guess it.
I mean, there's like a bunch. Like I said, there's a bunch of theories that you could have come to.
Yeah.
Which one is they going to choose?
I thought she was just completely doing, like, we've seen, obviously Sith and evil Jedi being very good at playing the victim. So when she's in there being like, "I fully trust the Jedi," I'm like, yeah, of course you do. Of course you'd say that.
At what point were you like, no, it's not? When she showed
only when she starts seeing the flashback of the little girl, I realized, I was like, oh no, that's her sister. She's got a twin. I realized then, but up until then I had no idea at all. I think from that moment it's sort of like you can pick up on it pretty fast.
I mean, when the ship's crashing and she doesn't use the Force to pick up Pip, I think that's a pretty clear sign.
Yeah, even then I was like, I don't know, maybe she's like
someone might be watching.
No, I was just like, I don't know. Like, I didn't pick it up on that. It wasn't until that, like, she passes out and starts seeing her sister or whatever. So, but I think Amanda Stenberg. Yes, Stenberg. Yeah. Fantastic and everything I ever seen them in. So this is another.
Go watch Bodies, right?
Damn right. Bodies is fantastic. Yeah, really, really good in this as well. And the hate you give, obviously. Playing 2 roles.
Star Wars fans might need to watch.
True. Very, very true. But playing 2 roles is obviously a tough challenge, I think, for any sort of thing. And just when you see Osha, like, badass, right?
Mhm.
You know, stance, the walk, stagger, just more bad. Like it's not just the way that the two different characters talk, but like May comes across confident, but she doesn't come across as that swagger that Osha has, like to that element. So I think there's some subtle things that Amanda is doing that's really 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 cool. And then obviously I guess if they're the two main characters, which they are, I believe, you know, yin and yang, or however you want to put it. Then we got Master Soul as I think, obviously set up as the other main character in the first two episodes, which I really, really like. I think, so Lee Jung Jae?
Yeah, Lee Jung
I
Jae.
have it here somewhere. Yeah. He learned English for this role.
Oh, it's so good.
I have absolutely no
He
problems
speaks
with
better
it.
English than you do.
It's true. And seeing people complain online, I'm so disappointed. Like, because the other thing that really annoys me is people, like, it's just the idea. I think it's so restrictive to something like Star Wars, where they're like every character should magically speak perfect English if they're going to speak English at all, and not the idea that maybe he did actually learn English. Maybe this character, you know,
Just
didn't
learn
speak
galactic
English.
basics.
Yeah, like why? Like that's the part that always frustrates. Like, why do we go? Yeah, it's okay. The Wookiees don't speak English, but the second there's a character who has I guess an accent, right, to their English pronunciation, they're like, well, people go, well, this is bullshit. But why? I don't get it. It's so weird. I think
Americans are weird. I don't think other
weird.
people care.
No, I had absolutely no problems. And when I looked on X and saw people complaining, I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding. Like, this fucking absolutely disgusting, I think.
No. You're all fine with older mate Jar Jar talking the way that he does, you know?
Yeah.
Get over yourselves.
A really cool Jedi, obviously, from the get-go. You get to see that people have been making the Obi-Wan comparisons because he's, doesn't fully follow. He's not one to
He's a rebel.
He's a bit of a rebel, I guess. He's not a little bitch for the rules, so
he's logical.
He's logical, yeah. So and I think I'm really excited. I mean, he gets that really cool fight scene, obviously, in the second episode as well.
Mm-hmm.
He, out of all four of the Jedi, seems the most the kind-spirited one. The relationship and the way he reacts to seeing May for the first time seems like very genuine. Like he really, really liked May as his Padawan, but and was disappointed, I feel, to see her go, but obviously happy to see her back a bit. I think he's really, really good in this. No complaints.
Yep.
Now here's Padawan, Daphne Keane.
Yes.
Very weird because I just recently watched the Wolverine. Logan. And I don't know if she's been in anything since that. At least
she was in the what was that show? His Dark Materials.
Oh, that's right. I watched a couple episodes of that.
The polar bear.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, I think she's really good in this so far. Like, obviously, it hasn't had a lot, but I think that one scene at the end of the second episode, flying in the ship and you are under arrest and all that sort of stuff, like does remind me of Obi-Wan in the Phantom Menace. Feels like a confident Padawan, but not overzealous, or like she questions. You can tell she questions Soul a bit, but fully backs him at any point. I feel like that's the relationship.
Yeah, I think the Qui-Gon Obi-Wan connections are probably very accurate in this situation. Yeah. But
definitely what it reminds me of.
I enjoy the constant asking permission to ask a question, permission to speak freely, even though Soul's like, just say what you fucking want.
Just say what you want. Yeah. Charlie Barnett, Yord. Yes. So what? I don't get the fuss. I think he's kind of annoying.
I think he had his shirt off, which isn't something that regularly happens in Star Wars.
Nipples in Star Wars.
Yeah, I know. So a lot of people are like, yes, I'll take his lightsaber. It's something I've seen. But I think just his name is very funny. And he is a bit, obviously a bit straight-laced, a bit by the book, rule follower. The funniest scene in this thing is him looking through binoculars while they're fighting, and they're like maybe a couple of meters away. But he's just staring at them with binoculars. Why? You're not seeing anything. You just put the binoculars away, mate. Terrible.
Yes.
But yeah.
How do you feel about him?
He's fine. He's the type of character you would want in this ensemble to make it like, a good, fit.
Mm.
That's the type of character I would enjoy seeing these types of characters bouncing against. And surely at some point he's going to screw them over. And at some point,
assume, yeah.
Like, because he's a rule follower. But then at one point he'll he'll redeem himself, and he'll, break a rule to help them.
Yeah. But he'll dob them in first and then break a rule later. Yeah. He's that character.
Yes. Which is totally a thing that's going to happen, because that's what happens to these kind of things.
It is. Yes. And I guess the other main character we introduced is Manny Jacinto.
Manny Jacinto, baby!
Playing himself as the same character he usually plays.
This is him if he was from the bad place.
Yeah. Quimir.
Portals! No.
True. What do you reckon? I've seen people theorize he's the big bad. There you go.
Oh, that would be crazy.
I've seen people say that, that he's actually the big bad.
No, I think he's good to face value. I think if he was the big bad, he would have been able to tell it was May straight away when she came into the.
But how do you know he didn't? And he was just playing along.
Then why did he get caught?
Because he knew he could escape if he wanted to.
Why did he say the lines that he said? I don't know. I don't think he is.
I don't know.
I don't think this show is meant to have crazy twists like that. That's not the vibe I'm getting from this show.
Yeah. What is the vibe you're getting from the show?
Just an enjoyable adventure show, while also dealing with somebody trying to get revenge. So, yeah, it was good to see him. It's good to see him having fun banter. It looks like I was worried when they caught him in that one episode, he's in, that was going to be the end of him, but no, he's getting May out of there. Getting them past the most inept Jedis ever.
Mm-hmm.
How do
the
they
problem
get
when there's so many Jedi at this point, there's going to be more inept ones.
They're just accepting anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking this direction, even though I knew it was over there.
Yeah.
Idiots.
What do you think of, obviously, the first episode kills Trinity. Second episode goes and kills Old Mate who's been meditating for 10 years or whatever. Never seen a Jedi commit any form of suicide ever.
No, it's interesting, which raises the question, what happened on whatever planet?
Like something so, like he regretted it enough that he willingly took that poison.
Yeah. After having a vow of silence for several years.
Yeah.
Breaks it.
There is a word, I would have to do some hardcore Googling, I feel. But there was a comic book that... Fuck, I can't remember the author's name. Anyway, there was a comic book where they actually named that, gave the Jedi... Like, I know there's probably an ancient samurai wording for it or some shit.
Jedi
but no, that level of seclusion and commitment to the meditation, like a vow of silence sort of thing. They did that was done in one of the comics. I can't remember the author's name. Wonder if it comes up on the.
I'll tell you what's funny. The who's the actor who played Torben is Dean Charles Chapman. People would remember him as Tommen Baratheon, who, if you don't remember him by the name, he was the younger son of Cersei. Oh. We all know how he went out of that show. Out a window. by choice. So 2 characters committing suicide.
True. I just found the answer. So Denner Geek had an article they put up 24 hours ago. I typed in Jedi Vow of Silence. So it's called the Barsa Vow, written by Charles Soule. So it's from the Darth Vader 2017 Marvel comic miniseries, revealed the concept of the Barsa Vow as part of Vader's ongoing search to hunt down, destroy the remaining Jedi, following Order 66 and Revenge of the Sith. In this comic, the reason why Vader is searching databases for Jedi who have taken the Barsa Vow is simple. When you take the Barsa Vow, you cut yourself off from the Force on purpose. This is what Luke did after the tragedy with Ben Solo prior to The Last Jedi. And it's also what Obi-Wan was doing before he got Bail Organa's message in the first episode of Obi-Wan. The actual name of this practice was later... Yeah. The actual name of this practice was later explained in the High Republic era comic book series The Blade, specifically in episode 4 of that series, which was published in 2023 and also written by Charles Soule. Also, Charles Soule, one of the 5 head creators behind the High Republic as a thing, when they had 5 authors gather in a room at Star Wars Ranch. Lucasfilm Ranch for a month and work this shit out. Set in Star Wars year 382 BBY, this comic establishes that a Jedi named Barash established this tradition after an epic lightsaber battle. To be clear, this means the tradition of the Barash Vow is nearly 4 centuries old by the time of Darth Vader and the Empire, and even though the Acolyte takes place in the High Republic era, its primary present tense events happen in 132 BBY, or to put more clearly, a century before the Phantom Menace and 132 years before A New Hope and the Bell of Yavin. So, yeah. So, it's, a purposeful choice to cut yourself off from the Force, which he does, I guess. I don't know. To hide, but he's not that's the thing. They cut themselves off from the Force to hide. He's cut himself off the Force not to hide because he's literally in a fucking Jedi temple, but for some other reason, I guess, because he didn't want to feel anything. I don't know. It's an interesting concept though, because obviously Jedi is, surround yourself consistently, feel the Force, become one with the Force, and then to literally cut yourself off as a Jedi is. Yeah, the complete opposite of that. So that's really interesting. So what do you think actually happened? What are we theorizing? What's the big thing here? Well, we know we're getting flashbacks. You can see in the trailer a little bit more Carrie-Anne Moss and stuff. We're getting a flashback to find out eventually what happened. But what do you think happened?
I think they tried to kill her, right? Because of reasons. Dark Force reasons.
Dark Force reasons?
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Well, here's the thing, and this is the interesting thing about the show, I guess, is we're saying there's no Sith. Now,
are we there?
Well, that's what they've been saying. And a dude with a red lightsaber doesn't necessarily mean they're Sith. But they're evil, obviously.
Yeah.
I saw some of people just write, they reckon, they just, that this maybe is just heavily influenced by The Last Jedi, the dyad of Force and everything. And maybe it is an element of clouded judgment, similar to Luke raising his lightsaber against Ben that night, that led to that sent Ben on that spiral to become Kylo Ren. This is maybe a similar moment of the 4 of them acting out, thinking they were doing good, but, cause and effect.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Probably.
Because May doesn't blame them at all.
She blames Osha.
She blames Osha. Osha says... And they say that Osha started the fire.
That appears to be the reason that Soul feels like she couldn't be a Jedi. Because she couldn't let go of that
side of her. Yeah. Which, yeah. There's definitely going to be some interesting reveals, I guess. I think it's also exciting to have something like this. It's weird to actually sort of watch a Star Wars show where the mystery part's such a huge element. You know what I mean? like sometimes there's reveals, right? Like Darth Vader is actually his dad, but it's like the whole you're never being strung along consistently on a mystery, and this is like the whole time you're going, oh, I wonder what the reveal will be. I wonder like what actually happened that night.
Well, not a mystery like this, I guess. We've had mysteries was like, who's the big bad going to be? Who's behind all this?
Yeah, but not like
that kind of thing.
This sort of mystery feels new for a Star Wars thing.
Yeah, I guess.
At least in a live action or a television format. So, which is cool. Yeah. What else? Any other stuff?
Did she purposely miss Osha, or was she just a bad shot?
I feel like she purposely missed, and that's why Sol goes with that look. That look that he gave just felt like her. That's what the vibe I got from it.
I mean, yeah, that's the way I took it as well, just because of it was so close.
It was very, very close.
Surely you couldn't have missed that bad.
Yeah, and it's like that thing fires like a shotgun. So
yeah, it was like a massive like cone.
Yeah. This is literally 5 minutes after they have a scene with Sol being like, "No, she's allowed to have this. She was trained. She knows how to use it. She used to be a Jedi."
Yeah,
and then she completely misses. Maybe she doesn't know how to use it, or she missed on purpose. Probably option B. Now, how do you reckon she kills a Wookiee?
I know. I'm excited to find. What a crazy way to introduce him right before this episode.
So scare off a bunch of people.
To scare off a bunch of people, steal a weapons, break, snap him in half.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming she's not killing him in hand-to-hand combat. I assume the big hand-to-hand. If they're gonna actually have her kill all four and make that part of her story, which I'm not. I don't know if that is the direction they're going. They may. Like I'm definitely open to the possibility that this show does go down the direction of her killing Sol at some point here and killing her. I'm killing him in hand to hand. But that would be the person she kills in hand to hand, right? It's not going to be the fucking Wookiee.
I know, like the master. Well, the thing from the master is you need to kill someone without using a weapon.
Yeah.
So there are ways to use the Force that we've seen.
She's allowed to use the Force, but you're just not allowed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's ways that you could use the Force to kill somebody without a weapon.
Yeah, Force push him off a ledge. Boom, done.
Or Force lightning them to death.
Yeah, she just suddenly develops that power.
Yeah, why not?
That's like a level. That's like a level 5 cantrip, and she
sometimes people with Force powers learn abilities very quickly, and the internet reacts to it in a totally normal fashion. Or I'm sure there's some sort of Force ability in the pantheon of Jedis that she could use.
Or twist. Old mate just snaps her in half next week.
It's like, fuck.
Just bang, I'm excited to see a Wookiee, full Wookiee Jedi. I mean, we've got the Wookiee Padawan in the Star Wars what's the series at the moment, which is also set during the High Republic. So the kids one. But this is the first big Wookiee Jedi in a live action format, so that's gonna be fun. Exciting. But yeah, I really like the choreography so far. Music's good. I think it looks good. I don't think it looks too there's some elements of the volume, but it doesn't feel as
obvious,
full volume
or like blatant.
Yeah. From my understanding, it is a proper mixture of stuff from what I've gathered. Which is fine.
That's always the best. Yeah.
That is fine. Yeah. My problem with the Office shows is we'll just film everything in the volume.
Yeah, we'll just stand here.
Yeah.
Everything kind of is going to look the same because the lighting's always going to be exactly this. Because we want everything to match, and we don't really want to spend forever fine tuning. That kind of stuff. So yeah. I'm keen. I'm excited for next week.
Yeah. The person doing the music, I've liked the music so far, so I'll just give a shout out solely because so it's Michael Abels, who hasn't done a lot, but when I was watching it, I was like, it feels like this feels similar to something, and I think it's because he'd done the music for Us and Nope, and there's something he does this thing with like harsh strings, I guess is the way I could easily describe, which both of those soundtracks have, but it's only got 16, including the Acolyte, credits under his name. So, but yeah, I was like, this feels like someone I know but don't know their name, and then when I looked that up, I was like, and did Get Out as well. So older Jordan Peele stuff.
Jordan Peele's.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Last couple of things. I really enjoyed the opening fight. Sad that Trinity's that Carrie Moss dies in the first episode, which I feel is a little bit shocking. Like she was featured prominently in some of the trailers.
Well, as I said, we're gonna
see her again.
We're gonna feel. I feel like we'll get enough of her. I feel like maybe I feel like this is the sort of perfect show to do the, like one whole episode's a flashback, not like a 10-minute flashback, but like entire episode flashback. So that would be a whole episode Trinity.
Yeah. So I think it's interesting. One like moment is like, oh, she's not super evil, but it's like she spares the tavern keeper, I guess, or the
only because she sees
she's the kid. Yeah,
sees the kid. Yeah.
But I also think it's interesting that like she comes up to these people and says, kind of introduces herself and says, "Hey, we've got unfinished business."
Does it like full stance?
Yes. Come at me with full force.
Come at me, bro. It's literally like high school bullies. Like, fight me, bro. Fight me then, bro. Take me outside, bro. And then the dude's like, nah. She's like, fine, I'll punch someone else until you stop me, you cop.
Yeah, I mean, her tactic was solid, like to kill Carrie Moss. Like,
yeah, not so much for the other person who she looked like a fucking idiot trying to like super kick through his force field.
His force fields, yeah. That was never going to work. How did May get to Tommen's body first?
Apparently the Jedi don't even know the way around their own fucking temple.
They get lost in their own fucking
They went the long way and then she sensed the shortcut. I don't know. Yeah. That's the only way I could explain that.
Yes, and also shout out to all the cool droids in this.
Yeah, another cool droid is what's the
Pip is the name of the little assistant thing.
The droid thing.
Which I'm sure they're going to have toys out very soon.
Yeah.
Everybody apparently is very excited about the chair droids.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Piloting the ships.
But it's an interesting element that about High Republic period is that everything's done by droids, but the reason you end up in a world where that gets cut off in the future is because of shit like this, where they're like, man, maybe we shouldn't have everything done by droids. Because look what ends up happening. And then what ends up happening is you get the separatists just making their droids and whatever else, but you don't have a full like droid commitment to filling all these roles, which is kind of like our world at the moment. You know what I mean? Like they're taking
AI
people's jobs.
Like the best. Maybe AI shouldn't be doing everything.
Yeah.
Although I like the idea of mechanics. That's a cool word. What's a mechanic? Dangerous work. Shout out to the Trade Federation people as well.
Yep. 100 years ago, still suck. 100 years later, still suck.
Dicks.
Yeah. Shout out to that one dude who had the absolute crazy dude. I love the fact that when she zapped that thing off his mouth, he just like freaked the fuck out and just like ran straight into that.
Like blamed her.
For some reason, just has like and runs, but and is just standing there going eject like what? It's like sure,
whatever.
Whatever works. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to find out who May's master, Osha's master is.
Well, if you go watch the trailer again, he's in it for like 2 seconds. He like turns around and he has like this fucked up like mouth, like teeth or something. I don't know what is.
It's interesting because I'm trying to think about the timeline. Could it be the very wise Darth Plagueis? Would they do that?
No, Darth Plagueis is like I think
because what this is set. So apparently this is set whatever I've read.
It's
132 BBWY before the battle ended.
Yeah.
So maybe Darth Tenebrous.
So that's 132 years before Episode 4, but that's why people say roughly 100 years before Phantom Menace.
It's definitely got to be a Darth, right?
No, doesn't have to be. I mean, the High Republic so far, and look, I'm a few books behind, so I'm fucking I'm not an expert anymore. But the High Republic stuff, at least the first few bunch of stuff, none of it was to do anything with like the main villain, the main group of villains. None of it wasn't, it wasn't Darkseid or anything. It was just basically a fucked up group of marauders. Like, and I think the show, I think in the first episode establishing that, like, yes, she uses the Force, and that's what she has, and she's obviously a very good fighter, and she's using the Force and everything. But showing you can kill a Jedi without being a
Sith.
Force lightning, Sith, like saying that they are killable, which isn't that. Not that we haven't seen that. Obviously, we've seen them get gunned down in the Clone Wars and stuff like that. But it's like the idea. I think the idea sometimes when people get, and I know that's maybe this is some of the elements that are pissing people off about this show, like Jedi not being these like old, because people for some reason want Jedi to be like gods, right? They want them to be Super Saiyans, all powerful, untouchable sort of thing. But the thing is, they're just, that's never been the case. Full stop. Yes, they have really good reflexes, and they're one with the Force and all this sort of stuff. But like, as they showed in as good as a Jedi may be, the second you put him in front of 100 blasters, like there's only so many shots they can deflect. So I don't mind that.
I will say I'm disappointed that it isn't a bunch of dudes just making out, being super gay, because that's what I've been told this show was going to be.
Yeah.
I'm
still saying it's woke.
Everybody's just changing genders every 20 minutes, and
people keep saying it's woke. But I don't.
Rainbow
is
flags.
It woke just because it has a female lead? Like, is that
it's
the
because
bar?
It has a diverse cast.
Yeah. Like, is that the bar? Right?
Where are all the white people? You have one white character and you kill him off. It's just fucking disgusting.
It is disgusting. What are we talking about? It's disgusting. Something else I was going to say. Why do you think she always goes and reaches for a lightsaber?
I don't know. That was an interesting point also.
Just
like, is it that she wants to just... But then, like, she kills...
can't use it to kill him, though. That would break
No. But then when she kills both Torben and Carrie Moss, she doesn't take their lightsabers.
No, but she constantly reaches for it.
She's constantly reaching for them.
And the show consistently shows us that she's doing that.
Making a point of it.
Yeah, the show is really making a point.
It's like literally slowing it
down to show that she's reaching for it.
She's trying to grab this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, that's going to be a thing that I feel like we'll explore later or be explained. She does she does have a few odd quirks about her that I'm excited to find the answers or the reasoning behind.
No, good. Good double episode premiere.
Yeah.
Some good Star Wars.
We're back, baby.
It's exciting. We've been talking about it, and I can still pick things to talk about, which is the sign of a good show, good television program. No, shut up. Shit, I need to do. What did I call the show again?
I was going to ask you. Do you remember what you called the show?
Nah, I cannot.
Acolyte Insights.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us on Acolyte Insights. I'm not editing that. I'll fully own that we committed the show name shortly before recording. Thank you for listening to the first episode of Acolyte Insights, of course, on the Holocron Entries podcast feed. That's Explosion Network Star Wars podcast, where we break down, discuss each and every episode, movie, Star Wars related thing that we can talk about. And at the moment, it is the Acolyte, as it will be for the next 6 weeks, I think. Yeah. 8 episodes? No, 7 weeks? No. Yeah, 6 weeks.
Yeah, 7, I guess.
7 weeks, yeah.
Because it's 8 episodes, so.
Yep. So for the next nearly 2 months, join us to discuss the Acolyte weekly, and then check out everything else and find some other fun podcasts you may enjoy over on explosionnetwork.com. We will see you back in the High Republic next week. Goodbye.